All right, welcome out to another episode of the Pirates Cove podcast. It's Monday. It's not Wednesday. It's Monday evening, May 10th, 2021. This is episode 13. And we're coming to you this Monday evening with three more of our number one ranked Rockport-Fulton softball team. We've got three ladies on the team that will be on the podcast this evening. And with them, I've got my sidekick who's with me every time we do these podcasts, the Z-Man, Johnny Zavala. Z-Man, how you doing?
Doing good.
All right. And as I mentioned earlier, we have three girls from our softball team. And we have sophomore Alyssa Rodriguez. Alyssa, how you doing?
Great.
All right. And then we have juniors, Paige Torres. Paige, how you doing?
Doing good.
And then we have junior Jordan Garza. Jordan, how you doing?
Pretty good.
All right. So girls, I want to thank you for spending some time, taking some time out of your busy schedule to come out and join us here on the Pirates Cove podcast. You know, you guys probably know the routine now. We'll ask you a couple of questions. And Johnny will ask some questions, and we usually have some laughs. We want you girls to feel comfortable. We want to kind of get to know a little bit about the team and kind of get your perspective on how you see the team this year. And we're still in the playoffs. We're going into the third round. We just got the schedule. I think we're playing on Friday in Jordantown against Bernie. And then, of course, we'll play Saturday. I think it's an early morning game. I think maybe around 11. And then if we have to go to a decisive game 3, it'll also be on Saturday. All 3 games will be played in Jordantown. So I'm definitely looking forward to the game, and I'll definitely be there for all 3. And once again, like I said, we asked a question, so just be comfortable, and we're going to get started. And so, Johnny, I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to you, and you can start the questions, and then I'll start the questions, girls, and then afterwards, I'll read out something that your parents just kind of threw a little info, so the community can get to know who you girls are and when you started playing softball, because it didn't happen like yesterday, right? So I'll read those things off at the end of the podcast. But Johnny, I'll throw it over to you, and we can start to ask the girls some of these questions.
Paige, before every game, is there something you like to do before a game? That's always like the same thing.
I'm pretty consistent with not splitting poles. I don't like when people split poles. I'll make people go back around if they split the pole.
Alyssa, you have anything on that one?
I always go to Subway.
Seems like quite a few of y'all do that.
Yes.
Something, hey, whatever works, keeps going. Jordan, what about your side?
I get one of those like small packs of orange Tic Tacs, and I eat the whole thing in like 10 minutes, but I save 3 or 4 of them and then give them to Sierra. The last ones, always.
Hey, keep doing that. Keep doing it. Jordan, go back to you.
Okay.
Speaking of Sierra, how does it feel like to go pitch run for Sierra?
Like just knowing my role, and like that's what I'm supposed to do, and that's how I help the team and just get our wins.
Yeah. Alyssa, kind of not the same question. What goes through your head when you get picked on? I don't want to say picked on, but picked to go pinch run for somebody.
What goes on in my head is like, yes, this is my chance to prove myself for like base running, and it's really fun. I get really excited.
Your adrenaline gets going, huh?
Yeah, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I bet it does. It's especially these games coming up here. Paige, what's the most memorable game that you ever played in?
I would have to say, I think it was 2 years ago. We played Sinton at home, and a Sinton girl hit a really good hit in right field, and Peyton took the ball and threw it and got her out at home. and it was amazing to see in person. And just looking back on it, I think it's something that I'll always remember because it was the game-winning stop.
The 1-0 game. I remember that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Peyton to who was it to Maddie, right?
Yeah, and
Maddie
then
threw it in.
to Mikey.
That was one crazy game.
Yeah.
Jordan, apparently I heard you're closer to all the seniors than anybody else on the team. How does it
Yeah.
feel for you to be losing all 4 seniors after this year to you?
It's pretty upsetting, but I just want to like make the most out of the time that I have with them now. Like these last few games that I'll ever play with them, probably.
Hopefully there's a lot more games.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Alyssa, how'd you feel like when you were told that you made the varsity squad?
I felt excited, but really nervous at the same time because I was only a freshman. I was really nervous, but really excited.
Oh, I'll bet everybody gets. Oh, everybody on this team, man, has a little story about that one. How's it feel and stuff. Paige, out of all the sports that you ever played in, what made you choose softball?
Softball just gave me a rush that no other sport kind of did. Like, it was just something that I've done forever. Like, my dad did it, my brother played baseball. It's just something that runs in the family. And I just fell in love with it.
It does run in your family, the Torreses and Rioses. I play with many of them. I'm gonna pass it on to you, Gabriel.
All right, ladies. So my first question goes to the 3 of you. So Paige, I'd ask you to start off. I'll start off with you. So who was your biggest influence growing up?
My biggest influence would have to be my dad. He always talked about his baseball experience with him growing up here and having one of the biggest stealing records or something like that. And I just love to hear about it. And when I started playing softball, it was just, I felt like that was my connection with my dad. And it was just wonderful.
Yeah, that's awesome. Alyssa?
My biggest influencer was my mother. She was my biggest influencer because she was always there for me. She taught me softball since I was at such a young age. She's like my best friend. She's the one I can look up to.
Okay. And you said your mother, correct? And Jordan, who was your biggest influence growing up?
Yeah, I would probably say with like softball and stuff too, my mom, because I can't even I can't even remember a time like or a team that I was on that my mom wasn't the coach of.
Wow, that's good. That's awesome. They have a big influence on you girls playing the game, and they still have a big influence, right? Because they take the journey with you, ladies, your dads, whoever it is, right? They're taking this journey with you guys, and they're going to continue till you guys graduate and you guys continue with the softball career after high school, right? Your parents take that journey with you. They're not on the field playing, but they're right there with you, watching you work out and trying to do it, supporting you and trying to get you girls to that next level. So it's awesome to see that connection and hear you girls saying the connections that you have with your mom or your dad or a grandpa or whatever the case may be. That's awesome to hear. So ladies, my second question goes to the 3 of you. What's been your experience playing on this Rockport-Fulton softball team this year? Because you girls were district champs. You are on a 17-game win streak. You're area champs, right? So you're going into the third round this weekend. So Jordan, I would ask you, what's been your experience playing on this team this year?
It's just that all the people that are on the team that make it so memorable. Like, I'm never going to forget any of these people that I'm playing with. And it's so exciting that we're getting this far and hopefully go farther this year too.
And I would ask you, so we talked to the other girls, right? And they always talk about the chemistry. Everybody tells us that this chemistry, it's a really good chemistry between you. So talk a little bit about the chemistry.
Everyone just gets along so well. Like, I don't think there's really anybody on the team that doesn't or like has beef with each other. Like, we're all just friends. We're a big family.
And I think that's one big reason that you guys are in the position that you're in, because of that chemistry. The way you're like a family, like you said, it's not just a game. We're like a family. And you guys, I think, hang out. A lot of you guys hang out with each other outside when you're not playing. So that's awesome. Paige, I would ask you the same question.
I see them as my sisters. Like when we're in the dugout and we're down or we're starting to get a little stressed about the game, we just get to each other and we kind of just lift each other up. And it's wonderful to be able to see, like, if one person's feeling down, the whole team just comes together and lifts them up and makes it better.
That's awesome. And I do see that when you guys come on the podcast and you talk, and then we go see a game, I can actually see what you're talking about, because I see it. See when somebody is going back, if they strike out, you can see that person that's on deck coming up and talking to them. I don't know what's being said, right? But I'm sure it's something to keep the spirits up, because you got to come back and play. So it's good that you guys do that with each other. It's something that's needed, So it's good to see that. Alyssa, I would ask you the same question. I think we kind of lost Alyssa a little bit, Johnny. Johnny, can you hear Alyssa?
I don't.
Okay. All right. Hopefully we can get that fixed here. So, Jordan, I'll go to you. Oh. She's still trying to talk.
Yeah.
Not sure exactly what the problem is. Jordan, I'll go to you with this question. What would winning a state title mean to you?
We've just worked so hard all year for this, like every day, on weekends, Saturday practices. So just like, we deserve it. Like, we want this badly and we're willing to work this hard to get it. So it'd just be really an amazing experience to get with all these girls.
Paige?
I agree with Jordan. We definitely deserve this. We always just work as hard as we can, and we're willing to put up a fight to win that state championship, and we'll do anything we can to get it.
Well, girls, Johnny and I aren't playing in the game, right? But man, we've been saying this, I think, since we started this podcast, right? That you girls definitely have what it takes to be the last team standing. I mean, in the short time since I started watching you guys, which was about mid-season or so, the pitching is there, obviously, and the hitting is there. We've seen that in the games with Ingleside and Sinton, man, you guys fought to have to come back, and you won those games, and that's a grind, and that's what champions are made of. The hitting isn't always there, so how are you going to win a game? And you girls have proven that. Even in your loss to Carroll, you girls fought back in that last. I mean, we've seen it, and then of course you have the chemistry. So it's there for you girls to win it. Of course, you got to get on the field and play the game. So I hope that we are the last team standing. I would definitely love to see you girls win it. It's there for the taking, but you got to, win it on the field. So we'll see what happens. We've got a tough team coming up this weekend, and we'll just see how it all plays out. But I'm wishing you guys all the luck. And I do believe that you girls will be the last team standing when it's all said and done. Johnny, I'll throw it over back to you.
Jordan, I see you like working the drums yourself.
Yes.
What made you take on this role about playing these little drums, especially you having your own drumsticks?
I kind of just like to make noise and annoy the other team. Sometimes it annoys our team too, but like it's supposed to get in the other team's head.
Y'all got a little beat going on in there. Pretty catchy. I like that. Paige, speaking of little props like that, is there a favorite prop that you like in the dugout, and why?
I would have to say it's Henry. We have a duck that we bought when we were looking for snacks for the locker room, and he makes a quacking noise anytime you move him, and he's just my favorite.
Yeah, I seen you walk out of the games with it. That's man, y'all. I tell you what though, man, Lavernia gave y'all some competition with their props.
We want wigs now.
They came out with their props too. That's the first time I've seen come out with so many as we do. So that's pretty fun that y'all like to have fun. That's very, very, I think that's very important to a team. You can't go in there too serious. Then y'all start, if you go in there too serious, y'all gonna start getting mad at each other, and y'all gonna start putting each other down. I mean, that to me is a serious team that just don't, they might have more discipline, but it causes problems down the road. And y'all like to enjoy the game. Y'all like to have fun. Y'all laugh. Game's tight. Y'all still in there having that fun in there. It's serious, but y'all still having fun. And I think that's what makes this team so unique above any other teams. Gabriel, that's all I got today.
All right, ladies, I got a couple of more questions for you. So Paige, I'll go to you first. Give me a second. Okay, Paige, what do you guys know about Bernie? What do you know about Bernie? This is the opponent that's coming up here this weekend. What do you know about Bernie?
That I've heard that they have a really good pitcher, that she's fast and consistent, and I know they have good hitters.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough. I've heard the same thing. I've kind of read up a little bit on them. I've looked at their schedule, some of the teams that they've won, some of the teams that they've lost to, and it is a pretty tough team. But hey, you know what? When we get to the third round, nothing's going to be easy, right? And everybody's been coming for us pretty much all year because sorry about that. Everybody's coming after us, right? Because we have the number one ranking, and teams want to prove something. It just gives other teams a little, we want to beat them because they're number one, and we want to be number one. And so when you beat the number one team, it just kind of shows you that we should be there. So everybody comes with just a little bit more to play Rockport. But you girls have stood your ground. I mean, it's amazing, you know, that Lavernia game. I mean, they were coming back. The momentum actually switched to them during the game.
Mhm.
You know, we saw it. You could see it coming, but we held on. And then when we got that other run, you know, to make it 4-2, you know, the first thing I do is I look at Sierra when she comes out. And I've said on this podcast, she's like a shark, you know, it's in the water and she sees that blood. You can just see it, man. It's like you get a run or two and she comes back on and it's like, it's a whole new game. I don't know what happens. We've had her on the podcast. She just takes it to another level and man, and it's hard. And so it's good to see that. But you girls always seem to maintain your calmness, right? It's like they're coming, their fans are loud, and you girls just come out and do your thing, and we end up winning, and it's amazing to see. But I think that's when we find out what our team is made of. When you know you're like a 3-2, or there's a 0-0 going into the 10th against Ingleside. This is what you know. This is how you see what are we made of. This is when you're tested, or you go to Sinton and you know, it's they're up the whole game, right? And we can't get nothing going. The last 2 innings, boom, here we come. This is why you girls can be the last team standing, because even when you're not hitting and scoring 14 runs, you girls are finding a way to win. And that's what championship teams do. And that's what you girls have. But no matter what happens, like I said, y'all champions anyway. Doesn't matter what happens, you girls have already proven in the way that you play, and you guys, the chemistry that you have and the work ethic that you have, that's all part of being a champion. So you're champions no matter what. But it would be nice to bring the state title back to Rockport. Your hobbies. We always talk about Jordan. I'm sorry, Jordan. I would ask you the same question. What do you know about Bernie?
Oh, so I heard that their pitcher or their catcher has a pretty good arm. So like for us runners, we have to be careful when like stealing or diving back to first base because she'll throw it.
Wow. So this is probably going to be the best catcher that possibly you girls have seen all year. Possibly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
We shall see what she has. Because I'll tell you this, it's going to be very interesting, Jordan and Paige, because we've got speed. I mean, I've seen it. I've seen the speed. We've got some girls on this team that can run those bases. So it's going to be very interesting to see our speed versus that catcher's arm. It's going to be very interesting. I'll definitely be paying attention to that when come game time. Girls, Jordan, I'll stay with you. So there's hobbies, right? So I've asked all the girls that have come on the podcast. So you girls play a lot of sports. You girls are always working out, trying to get ready for the next year. But when you're not doing something that involves sports, and you're not playing sports, what do y'all do? What's a hobby that you have that is not sports related?
So I really like to do like arts and crafts things. Like those are puzzles right there that I glue together. I have like 7 or 8 of them around my room, and then lots of paintings and just stuff like that. It's really fun.
Paige?
I love to spend time with my family as much as I can. Just either that or go swimming.
Yeah, that's awesome. And spending time with family, you can never go wrong. Girls, I don't know if I asked this question. If I did, I did mark it off. But what have you learned from the seniors this year? Did I ask you guys that question already?
No, not yet.
Okay, Paige, I'll
I
ask
don't
you
think
this.
so.
Okay, what have you learned, Paige, from the seniors this year? So you got 4 on the team, right? What have you learned from them?
Always to be positive. Sierra, when she comes in, she's just so positive, and so is Mikey. They're so uplifting. It's like no matter if we're down by 3 or 4, that it's okay. We'll come back and we'll give them fire. We'll give them something.
Jordan?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Just like their positivity spreads among people and just makes everyone so excited and gives us that feeling that like we can do anything and not give up. Stuff like that.
Yeah. I've heard that they've been really good this year. Some of the girls have said that they were leaders even when they were freshmen. They've always had that leadership skill, right? That even when they were underclassmen, a lot of people saw them as leaders on the team. And it's good to have that, and you need that, especially on the field. You know, Coach Reyes and the assistant coaches, they can't always be on the field when you guys are there, so you guys got to be able to talk to each other. And it's good to have these seniors there to be able to keep, to be on that field with you guys. Sometimes these games can get really stressful, and it's good to have, Mikey and Sierra, Lydia and Maddie out there to be able to calm the rest of the team down. You guys got leaders on that field. But they'll be leaving this year, so it'll be, you guys will have to step it up. It's the next man up, right? So I think we're in good hands, ladies. I like where this softball program is going. I know losing those 4 is going to be huge for this team, but we do got some talent still on this team. A lot of young talent with some speed, and we can hit. I mean, we got Jordan and Kimbo that are still there to pitch for us, and then we've got some under junior high coming up. So this softball team is going to be good. Our program is good here at Rockport. So it's just next guys up to continue to keep the leadership going the way these girls have the last couple of years. So I think we lost Alyssa. I didn't see that she came back. So hopefully we can get her on another podcast. But that's basically all I have, ladies. I want to thank you for coming on the Pirates Cove and sharing some of your thoughts with the community. We do this so the community can get to know all of our softball girls. So if they come out, hopefully, and cheer you girls on, they'll at least know a little bit of who Jordan Garza is, or Paige Torres, or Alyssa Rodriguez. Before I give you girls the last word, I'll throw it over to Johnny. Johnny, anything you want to add, tell these girls before we call it a night?
Well, you're talking about how to get, how they feel, what does it take to get to state and stuff like that. Paige, how's it feel to get into the 3rd round right now for you? What's going through your mind?
It's exciting. It's gonna be a battle, but I know we got it. We'll put up a fight. We won't go down easy.
Jordan, what's your idea about being in the 3rd round of the playoffs?
So I'm pretty sure someone said that the furthest Rockport softball team has ever gone is the 3rd round, and just winning this game will make history for our school. It's just insane.
It'd be awesome. I mean, that is exciting. I mean, y'all have the talent, y'all have the potential of getting into that 4th round. And I see y'all going beyond that 4th round. And watching sports all these years and being involved in sports all these years, I don't think Rockport's ever been in any of the major 4 sports: football, basketball, volleyball, and baseball, softball. I don't think Rockport's ever made it past the 4th round in the playoffs. I think the football team did it back in 2000. Gabriel, is that right? In the 4th round when they lost against Callan?
Yes, I think they were in regionals. I think they made it to the 4th round, then they lost to Cal Allen. Yeah.
And then you have a basketball team. I want to say, I know it was Elena's mom that played on the team. I think the basketball team, they made it up to the 4th round in basketball. The basketball boys, back when I played, they made it to the 4th round. When I played baseball with your dad, Paige, we made it to the 4th round. So Rockport's never made it beyond the 4th round in any playoffs in all the major sports. So I see this group making really big history, not just softball, but all in Rockport, athletic programs. So, man, that's going to be a great accomplishment, So all I ask is just bring back the state championship to Rockport.
It's no pressure, ladies. I mean, you guys are having a lot of fun. It's a great ride, and you just go out there and keep doing what you're doing. Play loose, just be calm. I mean, because I think you girls know the talent that you have. I mean, you got a good pitcher in Sierra there. The girls know you can hit the ball. You got speed. I mean, you have all the tools. It's just, in softball, like anything, you can have one bad game and you're out. But you guys play tough the whole way out. You're never out of a game. And so, you play the game, but I think you girls play with a lot of confidence. And outside of those 4 seniors, there's a lot of young girls on this team. Emma's a freshman. Piper's a freshman. You got some sophomores, so it's still a very young team. It's not. We don't have like 8 or 9 seniors on the ball club. So potentially, these rounds that we're getting into, it's giving our young players the experience that they need for next year to know what it takes to get there, and the work that it's going to take to get there again. So it's really helping our program out, and I think our softball program is going to be good for many years to come. Johnny, I would say that I think. I know a few years ago, Coach Morgan Hill, when she played, our basketball coach, when she played basketball, I know that her team, I think they were 1 game away from state, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember exactly what year it was. I'd have to look into, but I know that basketball team that Coach Hill, when she went to school here in Rockport, I know that team that she was on here at Rockport, I think they were 1 game. If mine serves correct, they were 1 game away from getting to that state game. So I think they are the most recent team out of Rockport that has gotten real close to the state game back when she was in school. So it was exciting, and the community really got behind those girls as well. So we do always have talent here in Rockport, right? And it's just going to be great, I think, to see how our growth. And ladies, wasn't it nice to see all those people out there in Beeville against the Laverne? I mean, it was a rowdy bunch. I was up one of those rowdy men. It was loud. It was exciting. That's just, you want to be in that atmosphere. It was just great. So a lot of support for you girls. We wish you ladies well. Good luck this weekend. The Pirates Cove will be there supporting you all 3 games. Hopefully we can take it in 2. And move on to the next round. So ladies, I will give you the last word. Paige, I'll go to you first. Anything you want to add before we call it a night?
Thank you for having me on. It was great.
Well, thank you for coming on and spending some time with us. We really enjoyed all of the interviews that we've had with you girls, and we look forward. We kind of got a late start with the baseball boys, but we'd love to get them on next year and then start with our volleyball and our football team this upcoming new year. So we'll be back next year to interview you girls again. I know both of you guys will be back on the softball team. So we'll be asking you girls to come back on. And if you play any other sports, we might have you on before softball season next year. Jordan, I'll give you the last word.
Coach Ray has also told us that the team we're playing, their coach was at our last game, and they said that they didn't want us playing at Beadville because of how awesome our crowd was, and that was just insane. So we're playing at Jordanton. We're further away, so they can't come.
Hey, we're gonna
prove them wrong.
Yeah.
What was that, Johnny?
I said we're gonna prove them wrong.
Right, that's right. We travel. It's been great, and you girls have a lot of support, and that's why the Pirates Cove is here to continue to let the community know what our athletes are doing, get to know them a little bit, and get to know how what we're doing. What are the softball team? What are they doing? Our baseball team getting into the playoffs. What's going to be coming up with our volleyball team? It's been good for the last couple of years. Our football team has been doing really good the last couple of years. So we want to just be able to share in what our athletes are doing here in Rockport with the community. So ladies, before I go, I said that I had asked your parents to send me some information on just kind of like, how you guys got started with softball. It's nothing big. And then I asked them if they wanted to add anything else. So I did get something from Alyssa Rodriguez's parents, and this is what they said about Alyssa. Alyssa has been playing since she was 7, and she is now 15. Only sport she plays now is softball. She has done other sports, but softball is her passion. She loves the game and her teammates. She loves to be goofy. She did make varsity last year. So that's what what we received from Alyssa's parents. Jordan, I'll go to you. And this is what your parents sent me. Jordan has been playing softball from an early age. She was literally sitting in her stroller on the field why I coached my high school team in the East Coast as a baby. She started playing T-ball at 5 and has been on a team ever since. Plays on a travel team in the summer too. She is a varsity cross country runner and on varsity soccer too. She is ranked in the top 5% of her class and was just elected as secretary for the National Honor Society by her peers. So that's awesome, Jordan. And what travel team do you play for, if you don't mind me asking, Jordan?
So I think that last year I played with Southern Force. I've been on a lot of select teams, but last year's was Southern Force.
Well, that's awesome.
So,
That you've been elected to the National Honor Society. I mean, this is what we talk about. You're top 5% in your class. So not only are you a great athlete, right, but you stay up with your studies. And this is what we want to share with our community. It's just not sports, it's the work that you do in the classroom. That's just as important what you guys are doing in the classroom. And we don't want to forget that when we talk about sports, just what you guys do on the field. And it's amazing to see and hear the work that you girls, our athletes here at Rockport are putting both in the classroom and on the field. Paige, this is, you started, let's see, Paige started playing in 2011 in Little League and has played the whole time. She loves to bunt and use her speed to get to first. So is that true? So do you like to bunt, Paige?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard.
Little League, I used to be really big on bunting.
That's awesome. Well, we're going to need that. I mean, we're going to need that this year, and we're going to need that in the years to come. And I do know, like Johnny said, I do know your family too. And I know that for years, they have been involved in sports, softball and baseball. And so, yeah, it's not the ordinary that you were kind of born into it, right? I mean, you're kind of born into a family that they're going to kind of lead you that way. They're going to say, look, this is the road you got to take. And it's awesome that you continue to travel down that road and you continue the tradition that your family, your father and his family, you guys have made for years. It's good to continue to see that tradition happening here at Rockport. So ladies, I want to thank you once again for taking some time to come out and join us on the Pirates Cove. I want to wish you ladies good luck this weekend. I know that we're going to win. It'll be a little tough maybe, but we're going to be the last team standing to move on. So we'll see you guys at the game. Good luck and get some rest. And we'll see you guys. First game is on Friday, correct? Is that at 7 or 6?
7.
7. All right,
Yes.
Jordan, Paige, and we lost Alyssa. Hopefully we can get her back on the next podcast. But until next time, thank you. I appreciate it. And good luck once again. And let's get that win on Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good
Bye.
night. Yes.
You too.
Have a good night.
Bye.